Check. It's been a minute since we've been live, so let me make sure all the gauges is good, make sure the levels is good. Here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Friday night. Knicks post-game live presented by Prize Picks. Knicks taking on the Heat post All-Star break. Jimmy Butler and crew coming through, the number 2 team in the East. No Derrick Rose for the Knicks, no Kemba, but the return of Broadway Barrett would set the tone for these Knicks, man. A career high, 46 points for RJ. What bum ankle, my man was cooking from beginning to end. But it was a tough matchup. It was a tall order for the Knicks all night, man. They played hard, but they didn't play smart. And untimely turnovers, unforced turnovers would ultimately end up dooming the Knicks, man, when they were trying to make their run. And too little, too late. Not enough defense, not enough playmaking, too many mistakes, and the Knicks fall to the Heat. First game back from the All-Star break, 115-100. It's Knicks post-game live presented by Prize Picks. CP the franchise here, JD Sports Talk. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. It's been a while, man. I had a nice break. I was enjoying the All-Star break, catching up on rest, catching up a little TV. You know, it was nice, man. Nice to take a break from these Knicks and all the losing that's been going on. All the belly aching about Tibbs and everything. So it was nice. Come back tonight, and we set a good tone. Knicks shoot out to a 10-0 run. The pace is pushed. RJ Julius moving the ball. RJ cooking early. Heat looked like, you know, they were in a little bit of a all-star malaise. So it took them a while to get their feet, get their wings. So once they finally got in, we had ourselves a game. But, you know, it was a game of runs. Heat went on end up with a 16-point lead. Knicks would cut into that and keep it fighting. But once again, man, we just could not make solid decisions all game. And Julius is a big culprit for that. RJ had his moments, you know, 4 turnovers for Julius, 5 for Fournier. Fournier looked like he was still on vacation wherever he went. It didn't seem like he came back. 5 turnovers, 5 for RJ. So, you know, the turnovers definitely cost us, bro. It was bad decision making all throughout that game. 8 or 9 in the fourth quarter alone when we were trying to make that run. And I thought that was the biggest difference. Against the Heat team, one of the best defenses in the league, top 3 in opponents' turnovers per game, you got to take care of the rock. First and foremost, you know, you have to play a disciplined basketball game against this team, and the Knicks just didn't do that. But as I said to start off the show, RJ's 46 points, man. He was absolutely electric, scoring from all 3 levels. 4, what do you have from downtown? 6 of 11 from deep. Damn, they could have had 60 if you make your free throws, RJ. Come on, man. 14 and 22 from the free throw line. But overall, RJ was brilliant tonight. Run the offense through him. It's his team. JD, how you feeling tonight?
It was an interesting night.
Very interesting night, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. A lot to talk
about. We started backstage. We were already arguing.
Let's go.
But as you mentioned with RJ, you know, as I watched him play and basically continue to take the next step, you know, what was most impressive about tonight, before tonight's game, RJ in his career, 6 games versus this tough Miami Heat defense.
Right.
Because in his early career, all RJ has seen is a tough Miami Heat defense because Miami, you know, that team has been competitive over the past few years. In 6 games, RJ's averaging 11 points per game on 38% from the field, 27% from 3.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, CP, when you look at that, when you look at both teams, you know, Kyle Lowry is coming back healthy. He did not play the Knicks last time. Talk about the defense. You talk about the All-Star break. And you talk about RJ's first game off injury. I took him on the under on Prize Picks, thinking, this is going to be a game. RJ's going to come back. He needs to get his feet wet. Tough defense, not the greatest matchup. And RJ's saying, what ankle injury? He talked about in his presser a few practices ago how he said he still feels a little bit of pain.
Yeah.
And yet he shows what a game to show toughness against a Miami Heat team, against a Jimmy Butler matchup, who, by the way, as you saw there, Jimmy took it personal.
Jimmy took it personal, bro. 14 points in the third alone.
Yeah, you saw Jimmy. There was a point there where Jimmy was like, all right, young guy, I'm still one of these veteran superstars here. Your moment will come, but let me show you, I'm here as well. And we know Jimmy, playing against Tibbs has that type of competitive energy. So when I look at that, and then RJ broke all types of records tonight. He's the second youngest Knicks in the history of the Knicks franchise with a 40-point game. Last Knick to do that is a player that I don't even know, Carl Braun, in 1947.
Yeah, that's an OG Knick. That was the first Knick ever.
Yeah, 47 points in 1947. He was 20 years old at that time. I have to do a little bit of research after the post game on him. And then, with him having 46 points, the last New York Knicks to have 45 points and 5 3-pointers was Carmelo Anthony in 2014. As far as this season, RJ Barrett joins Anthony Edwards as the only players age 21 or younger to score 40 points this season. It's RJ Barrett's 7th game of the season with at least 30 points. He ties LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards for the most by a player 21 years or younger. So in all ways, this was an outstanding night for RJ. I think, a lot of times, CP, we look at some of these games and you may look at the opponent of the Detroit Pistons and you might have a little bit of like, okay, caution a little bit because of the opponent. RJ answered everything. When you look at the opponent, when you look at the individual matchup, when you look at the rim protection with Bam in the paint, Bam had a few blocks on him. That did not intimidate RJ at all. And here's another thing. A lot of people talk about him having a right or left. I keep saying this. I know Stephen A. Smith likes to, make fun of that with him and Randall, but I always say this: if they can't stop you, keep doing it.
Right.
And RJ did that tonight. You saw when he caught a screen, his strength. You see, his strength will allow him to make up for any, physical limitations if he uses his technique correctly. He did that. He had a few drives against Jimmy, had a few drives against even Kyle Lowry, showing his strength. Listen.
And finished with the right.
And finished with the right as well. So for me, I think tonight he made a statement. I'm hoping Tom Thibodeau from the bench is looking at this and saying, you know what? We're not running the offense no more to Randall. That's another conversation we'll cover when we get to him. I think what RJ proved tonight is he's our guy, at least for the rest of this season. He's our guy for the foreseeable future. And he's the guy for these next 20-something games. You have to run aggressively the offense to him. No more standing in the corner, RJ, for me.
It has to be, bro. I mean, I was on SNY today with Ian Beckley and Chris Williamson, and Chris was asking me, he was like, what do you want to see from RJ to close the season? I said, stay aggressive. Stay aggressive. Stay aggressive. Get him involved early. Have him initiating the offense early. Good things happen. So I want to see the guy who played the Lakers. And we got that guy and then some. And like I said, he hits his free throws. That's a 50 burger. we talking 50 burgers for RJ now against a formidable Heat defense. And he closed the first half. Randall had those two. He had that took a terrible shot, and then a boneheaded turnover. And I'm just like, this is, as his first half is close, I'm like, yo, get it back to RJ. We always do this where we go away from after he's cooking. They get it back to him, and he hits a filthy 3-point shot from the elbow. That seemed to be his shot that he's working on. He hit the buzzer beat against the Celtics with that shot. Seemed to be his go-to. Lakers. You know what I mean? That seems to be what he's working on. And that shot was filthy. I was looking to see how Spoelstra was going to counter in the third quarter. And, it was a bit more of the same from RJ, man. And my thing is, without the clear-cut point guard right now, between RJ and Julius, who is going to make more positive plays while being aggressive? And yes, RJ had 5 turnovers, but I still trust him more with the ball in his hands to make a better play, man. And time, like Julius, oh my God, I said we don't need that about 10 times watching this game with Julius. Because yes, he's trying to push the pace. I get that. He's trying, and he's trying to be aggressive. But there were so many terrible unforced turnovers by Julius Randle tonight. It was just ridiculous, man. So, I'm putting it in RJ's hands. As you said, Fournier, I don't know what island he went to. He was still there.
He
mentally.
had a tan too. He definitely went to an island. I don't know if you noticed. He had a little tan on his shoulders, so he definitely had a nice vacation.
He might have went to DR, bro. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Because his shot selection was telling me he was on vacation. His decision making was telling me he was still on vacation. 5 of 16, 3 of 10 from the floor. Fournier wasn't good tonight at all. So RJ needed some help and didn't get it from Fournier. Didn't get it from Julius. My prize picks lock of the night. Anytime Julius Randle's playing the Miami Heat, I'm going with the under, and I went with the under 38.5 points, rebounds, assists. I didn't think there was any shot that he was getting it. The Heat play him well, whether it's PJ Tucker playing him one-on-one or Bam with the help defense, throwing the double teams at him. Spoelstra's going to throw the whole kitchen sink at him, and I didn't think Julius was going to come out on the positive end, and he sure didn't. 2 of 15 from the field, 0 of 4 from downtown. Again, push the pace early, 8 dimes, but a lot of bad turnovers, especially when we were trying to cut the lead and get back into the game. It just killed all our momentum. And then as far as the game goes, the bench was also the biggest difference, man. He got about 48 points out of their bench, led by 25 from Hero, who was absolutely filthy, who was torching the Knicks tonight, absolute bucket getter. And the Knicks could only muster up 18 points off the bench. No D-Rose tonight. D-Rose had another surgery on his ankle. Woj reported late tonight that he had a skin infection on his ankle, so it's a clean-out procedure. They claim he could be back in a couple of weeks. Who knows what happens there, but no D-Rose tonight. Obviously, Kemba's sitting out. We lost McBride, bro. We lost Q early in the first or second quarter.
Grimes.
Subluxation for Grimes of the right patella. So that don't sound too good. My guys hit me up, said it doesn't seem like there's ligament damage. They're checking on it, but his kneecap had popped out and popped back in. So something to take a look at there.
Well, the first thing with that is the first thing that you look at with those type of injuries is ligaments. So if that remains consistent in terms of no ligament damage, that's the first positive.
Yeah,
I'm
especially
sure
especially patella, bro. Especially patella. Change your whole career.
It reminds me of who that reminds me of? Who a favorite player of mine, Shumpert. Shumpert. Yeah. When he I think it was against this same Miami Heat team as I'm saying it. Wow, didn't even same Miami Heat team. Yep. He had that kneecap, and I felt after that, especially Shumpert being a defensive player like Grimes, was never able to recover that athletic ability. So I'm hoping for the best, man. These no contact injuries usually are not a good sign. It's just terrible. I think if RJ doesn't have the night that he has tonight, this could be the story of the night, being that he's one of the young, players that this organization and the fan base is very, very excited about. So let's hope we have good news or better news for Grimes tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how the Knicks handle the rotation with him out of the lineup. Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned Randle, so difficult to, cover Randle's night tonight because CP, you can't have that type of night tonight, man.
We don't need that, Julius.
The only reason why I'll say that, CP, is because I know the energy felt different because, the first substitution of the game is Jericho Sims.
Substitution is Jericho. I jumped out of my seat. I had to get my glasses early tonight because I didn't believe what I was seeing.
When I saw that,
no Noel, and Noel was available.
Yeah, exactly. So when I saw that, I said, yep, they definitely talked to him. They definitely had a conversation, right? Because that was when you talk about Noel and Taj being available, Robinson getting early foul trouble, and he brings Jericho Sims, the first guy.
Wes was like, we ain't having that Taj stuff no more, man. Relax.
Now, as you saw tonight, though, it doesn't mean that they told him how many minutes certain players should play, but I think they definitely told them, let's start playing some of these young guys. But the Knicks played to win tonight. Tom Thibodeau played to win tonight.
Sure,
Don't get it twisted.
Sure.
This team wanted to win tonight, and I felt like if you had any chance of making a push for playing, you had to you at least have to win one of these next 2 games. You're not win tonight, and because of that reason, CP, I have to grade Randle like this is an important game. It was a playoff kind of game.
It was, yeah.
The energy out there felt that way, and to me, when that is the case, you cannot have this type of game when RJ's having 2 for 15. And then, it's tough because, as you mentioned, he started the game with energy. He was sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to, get the offense going, but you can't have some of those turnovers.
Turnovers
you can't,
are bad, bro.
Like I understand. I understand it's a tough matchup. I get it. But listen, man, PJ Tucker's 30-something years old. He's not, I get it. He's a tough guy. It wasn't a easy matchup because PJ Tucker being shorter, it's actually tough on Randle. But still, bro, you cannot go 2 for 15.
Yeah. And
guess what, CP? He wasn't the main option tonight. He was the second option tonight. And I don't think he passed that test. So,
and how about? Go ahead. Finish that.
No, I was gonna say, and I don't know if this is what you were going to say. Were you going to say about the third quarter?
Oh my Lord, bro. Well, the one I'm talking about, the third quarter, is the foul on Lowry when the Heat were in the bonus.
The funny thing is, before that moment, what I was gonna say is, did you notice? I was watching it on ESPN. Did you notice when Tibbs made a substitution? He brought Obi in. He was bringing Obi in for Randle. Randle yelled what seemed to be at Tibbs. He was frustrated. He did not like that. And so then Randle came back and took Sims out. And then that's when they had, they put Randle at the 5 and Obi at the 4. I think it looked like, I'm telling you, if whoever watching on ESPN in the chat, you can correct me. I'm sure you agree because I know what I saw. It looked to me like Randle told Tibbs, I'm not coming out the game. Maybe he felt he was playing better. And after that, what I liked was he made 2 free throws after that, and then he got a steal. But then he finishes the quarter missing a free throw. He went 1 of 2, and then the Kyle Lowry stuff that you talked about. So it's one of those giveth away type of up and down game where you made a call. When that happened, I said, bro, I know what I saw. You just called off Tibbs. That's why Tibbs went with Obi and you. You got to respond now.
Right.
He did the next possession, but he ended the quarter in a negative way. So
flamed out, man. Flamed out.
Frustrated.
And then the unforced turnovers in the fourth. Julius, RJ had a couple. Mitch had one down. I mean, the game was done at that point. I didn't see the Obi play. Somebody in the chat had mentioned it. I didn't see that interaction between Randle and Tibbs. But again, another moment, I had to throw the glasses on to see that, he did have Obi and Randle in there together.
That's why you didn't have you needed your Urkel glasses.
I needed the Urkels, man.
Because he was upset. I'm telling you. And he was walking towards the bench, and then he came back and he called Sims out after Obi already subbed for him. So he didn't want to come out the game. This is the first time at least that I've seen it. And so I thought it was a notable at the moment.
Very interesting indeed, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks post-game live presented by Prize Picks, CP and JD on the 1s and 2s, man. Hope everybody enjoyed their break. Hope everybody had a good week. It is Friday night, man, so I hope you guys got something nice in your glass. Call us up, 657-383-1509 is the number to call. Let us know your thoughts on this game tonight. I want to shout out some people in the chat. Blue Chair, $50 super chat. Always supporting the show with a $50 super chat. Definitely appreciate that, Blue Chair. Shout out our guy, Junior Caroma, Giants fan, Knicks fan. He says the Heat have our number, so I'm not even all upset about that. Yeah, look, I didn't expect a win tonight. It's a very tough matchup. I don't like how we match up with that team. Even though we came out to shout out the gates, well, I just knew that, the Heat was still in all-star mode, and it was going to take them a while to kind of break out of that. So,
CP, let me ask you a quick question. Speaking of that, to piggyback off that, and it's part of the energy tonight. Keep it real. Keep it a buck. I know that there's been this energy about tanking and Jaden Ivey and all that stuff, and let's pivot and, whatever the case may be, we're losing. We're probably still going to lose. But did you feel different when you saw Sims out there and the young guys and the game was like tight? It was a 2-point game. Did you kind of inside you wanted to win the game?
Oh, I always want to win when I'm watching the game, bro.
Like,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
felt like, man, if they win and they go on a run with the kids, I don't mind
Yeah.
that. If RJ's over here turning into a star, like this is, I think, the one scenario where the fan base would rally around the team. Like they would agree with that.
Yeah.
Anything else is up for debate. But I felt that when they went with the kids, I actually got excited about the game. I actually wanted to win the game.
No, of course, and it's Miami Heat, bro. I want to beat Miami Heat preseason, summer league. I don't care what it is, what type of competition. I want to beat the Miami Heat. So yeah, no, I was definitely hoping that they would have pulled this out. Obviously, with RJ's 46 points. But, you know, we did mention the kids, and Sims got some action. Cam got his 16 minutes. You know, IQ always gets his. McBride came in for 2 minutes. People were looking for him. Sims got his 18, and Obi got his 13, but they weren't effective. You know, I thought Obi was pretty lousy tonight, to keep it a buck. I thought Obi had probably his worst game of the season. Wasn't making good decisions, was chucking up UFOs out there. And tonight's a night when you kind of see why, you know, he doesn't get the minutes he gets. Even though you want to see them playing together more, he just wasn't that good. You know, again, not having our point guard, somebody to really get in there and generate some offense for us, it hurt us tonight. And even every time I want to see Quickly take that role, it's just like,
give it up. It's not happening.
Gave it up, man. And then on the other end, Hero was just flaming him. And he put him in that 2-3 zone. We couldn't bust out of the zone with the bench. And that was that.
And Obi was pretty excited. I think Obi might be the one Knick that was the most you know, we talking about playing the kids. Obi might be the only one that still wants to play a veteran like Rose, because if you know his practice press conference, he was excited, you know, thinking that Rose was going to come back. We saw Woj report that he caught like a skin infection. He had some discomfort after last practice. So I know there was a lot of talk or you know, speculation of, was this before and the Knicks just waited till now? Was it actually legitimate?
Right.
You know, and it seems like from reports that he actually did feel discomfort from his last full practice, and that's what led to the additional checkup. But you know, with Obi, man, it's two things for me. It's having a point guard with him, and then it's also running the plays when you have the point guard. There's no sense of having the point guard and then you're gonna have him standing on the corner. I don't think that's how you maximize his skill set. So that's gonna be the tough part with him. And with Quickly, you know, to me, with Quickly, I've always said it. Everybody has different expectations. I want him to be a scorer. I want him to be a shooter, and I just want him to do that well. I don't care about the point guard skills. I really don't care about the playmaking ability, because I just don't think that the franchise views him that way. But what you do have to do, Emmanuel, Quickly, is two things: play solid defense and make your shots. You do that, you're good. Anything other than that, to me, is bonus.
Yeah, house money. And he didn't have either of that going tonight. So nothing going for the bench. And again, I thought that was a big difference here tonight. Big difference here tonight. He scored 43 points on the bench, 18 for the Knicks. So not going to get it done when you know, two of your top three guys aren't getting it done either. So RJ alone is not going to get it done for you. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to the Rookie of the Year, Michael. Let's go.
Hey, man, what's good? Salute, man. Hit the like button, JD and CP on the twos, man. Look, this was a good vibe into that fourth quarter, like always. Now it's the fourth quarter of doom. Look, it's the same thing. There's no help. RJ is the keystone, and that's what is the most happy thing tonight, man. I'm just pissed about the Deuce hate, bro. So RJ comes out with foul trouble, but you leave Quickly in. You see Quickly not doing good. You put Deuce in for 2 minutes. At the end of the second quarter, you can't put him in for one more minute just to give, first of all, a rest for RJ, and then another rest for Quickly? You know, so that Quickly doesn't foul out? You hate Deuce that bad? Like, what's so bad about playing Deuce? Quickly is shooting dumb-headed threes, and Deuce is still waiting on the bench. The point guard situation, we're not trapped. You can play Deuce, but instead he makes himself have to play Quickly. Rose is a good player, but I'm not gonna settle for Rose when you have Deuce, who has the potential to be a decent to good point guard in the NBA. It's the same thing. It's Deuce, man. Sims over Deuce. They just have a problem with me.
you had a problem with Sims playing? I loved it.
No,
What do
I
you
don't
mean?
have a problem with Sims. I'm just saying the fact that this man Tibbs puts Jericho Sims, a 58th overall pick, over Deuce, that we were
It's trust,
hunting on.
man. It's trust, bro. It's trust. I keep telling you on this trust. You
But
don't
at the
trust him.
same time, it's like you seeing Quickly not playing the best. You don't keep him out there, and you also don't put Fournier in, who's shooting bricks out there, shooting one-legged shots, that double two-step. Like, first of all, why does Fournier, he can't catch and shoot? He has to do that dumb double step. That annoys me so much, bro. And then the whole Randall thing in the third quarter with him yelling, like Tibbs is gonna allow Julius Randle, he's not LeBron James, what, yelling at you, and then you listen to him after what happened in the season, after how he's playing, you listen to him. What's wrong with you? I was in the MSG and Mike Green said it for real that that Jericho Sims coming out because Randall want to stay in the game. So I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
And then he gets to steal. He gets a block. My oh my. And then he misses a windmill dunk. You had a windmill dunk and you missed, bro.
Yeah.
Stop trying to show off and win the game if you can
All
even
right,
try
man.
to win, bro.
All
Do you
right,
know
all right.
Harlem Globetrotters if you want to show up, bro? Go to the Chinese league if you want to score points. Don't be in the NBA if you're trying to be LeBron James, bro. Oh, peace and love, man. Let's go.
All right, Michael on the Discord. Michael out of there. Brought that energy tonight, man.
Yeah, Tibbs has him having nightmares out here, man.
Yeah.
You gotta take it easy.
That's a fact. Yo, listen, man, with the Deuce thing, we said it before, we say it again. It's trust. He don't trust him. He don't trust him. He went with IQ. He goes with Burks. But he got in.
I don't know what it is.
He got in. So we'll see. Maybe
He
this is
got
a
in.
sign of things to come later. Quickly's been struggling, right? What Tip say earlier, for guys to get solid rotation minutes, other guys got to come out.
I think Deuce, and I think they've created it that way. For whatever reason, it seems like playing Deuce because of the logjam at guard, it's like a pivot. It's like the official pivot to the young guys. Like, it just feels that way. Like, if they play Deuce, it's kind of like Tibbs relinquishing the win now mode, and it's like, and I've consistently said I don't view it that way. I think Tim McBride can give you solid minutes that can help you win a basketball game, but for whatever reason, to this organization, it seems like, because okay, it's trust, but then Sims plays tonight, and on the post game, a few of the quotes already from Tom Thibodeau was that we wanted to get a look. We want to get a look at Jericho Sims. That's not trust to me. That's more of, like I said, it was an organizational decision or a coaching decision of, we're going to play him. So just have that same mindset to McBride, especially at a position of need.
Yeah.
Like, CP, I'm past the point guard questions. I get it. I know the scouting reports say he was a second-round pick because we don't know what position he plays. But so were the same scouting reports for Alec Burks. Alec Burks did not come out the draft as a point guard, so was the same questions about Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly was projected to be a second-round pick. I think we drafted him in the first because we were trying to get Maxey, and after Maxey was gone,
trying to get Maxey.
Yeah, after Maxey was gone, IQ was the next best option that they decided. So to me, I just don't. I can't find the excuse to not play him. I want to, but I will say this. You know how Tibbs is. These few minutes today may be the beginning of starting to ramp it up. The thing that frustrates me about this coach is, first of all, I think the only reason some of these kids are playing has been because of circumstance. Grimes played because of the circumstances. And I don't think Cam Reddish was going to play tonight, CP. If you guys pay attention,
he's here,
bro.
He was. He
wasn't going to play.
I think Cam could have played tonight. Because there's still no Rose.
But look at the way the game was going. At the end of the first, Cam was still not in the game. Grimes had just come in and he got hurt. Yeah. So when you look at the lineup that was on the floor, because I was paying attention, I was like, okay, who's Cam coming in for now? Grimes just came in, and it's almost right at the end of the first quarter. Unless he would have started the second quarter, I don't think Cam was going to play this game tonight. So to me, Grimes unfortunately gets hurt. That allows Cam to get that long, run of minutes. And that's what frustrates me about the coach is it seems to have been circumstances that has led him to play certain players, not because he wants to do it. Look at the quote on Sims. He didn't want to play Sims tonight. He did not want to play Sims tonight. He would have played Taj. Against the Heat, he's going to play Sims, first play off the bench. Nobody can sell me that Tibbs is that type of coach. That's why I question if this coach is the right coach of the future, because even when you give him that roster, will he be a coach that will be flexible? Will he be a coach that will make adjustments? You know what Eric Spoelstra did, CP, with Jimmy Butler, who in the third quarter of tonight went 6 of 8 and scored 14 points, as you mentioned. Jimmy Butler played 5 minutes in the fourth. He came out at the end of the third and didn't come back all the way to like about this 5-minute mark of the game. Yeah. You know why? Because that other unit was playing well, and Eric Spoelstra is a flexible coach. He is a rhythm coach. He's a great coach. And when I look at that, I always say, why not coach that way with the Knicks? You see the team struggling. Why not run some action with Cam on the second unit? Cam shows the ability to break the zone. You saw a couple of plays where he was creative. He found some people when he attacked the basket. Those are small flashes. Why not expand on those flashes? We got nothing to lose, man. Going back to Quickly and Burks, we're not getting nothing out of it. These to me are coaching adjustments. And that's what I want to see. That's why I'm on that train. I don't see Tibbs as the future answer for this
I don't think you can expect him to do that in crunch time of a game. First of all, RJ was out there with that unit. You know what I'm saying? RJ came back in the fourth quarter with that second unit. So you want the ball in his hands. And when the ball was in his hands, he was drawing contact, he was getting to the line. So offense definitely needs creativity. There's no doubt. But to expect that with Jimmy Butler, I mean, Tibbs didn't go. I mean, Spoelstra didn't go to Butler because Hero was flaming us, bro. He didn't need him.
Yeah, I'm not. That's a good decision.
We couldn't cut the lead with that against that Heat second unit because Hero was killing us.
I'm just saying, how many times you see that with us when a player plays well and somebody has a good play, next possession takes him out the game, and you're like, what's going on? Yeah. And you don't see them for another 3 quarters before that player's back in the game. Like those are the frustrating moves with me with the head coach.
So salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Knicks post-game live presented by Prize Picks. Let's shout out Ramon Rodriguez in the chat. JD says, RJ Broadway Barrett did everything he could to keep us in the game. No one came in to help him get this W. He is not afraid of the moment. All right, no doubt. If you guys are new in the chat, man, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. Let's get back to the phones. Let's go to my guy Sam on the Discord. Sam, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
RJ Barrett.
RJ, bro. Yep.
That man is a bad man. We talking 46 points on some questionable free throw shooting, but doesn't matter. It's okay. First of all, we just talk about the flow of the game.
Let's go.
The same game as always. First quarter strong. Second quarter we fight. Third quarter we fall back a little bit, and then at the end of the third, there's some hope. In the fourth quarter, we just lose. It's the same script every single time. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Anyway, RJ with 46. Nasty step back to end the first half. We saw a lot of right-hand game from RJ. Growth that we saw. All this coming off an injury, mind you. And it's great. I think the team did a good job switching to get RJ matched up with Hero and allowed RJ to get down that downhill attack, which he does a great job. You see him step out 30 feet behind and just attack downhill, which is great. And then you look at the stat sheet. The Heat had 4 guys over 14 points, 2 over 20. The Knicks have 1 guy over 15 points and 1 guy over 20. And it's the same man, RJ Barrett. And then the 18 turnovers. 18 turnovers again.
Turnovers, man.
Is ruining momentum and stuff like that. Randall went cold after a really hot game streak, which questions their ability to share the court between RJ and Randall. I think a lot of fans are questioning that. It's just something to take a look at because when RJ's in, we're seeing Randall slack, But when RJ came out the game, we saw Randall pick it up a little bit. Just something to put into question. My opinion, I think the playbook just needs to go to RJ. I think everyone could agree with me. The playbook just needs to go to RJ. We need to let RJ do his thing. He hit his career high, like what, 3 times this season? 3 times. But, Randall's a leader. Whatever. Let's see, what else? Sims before Noel and Taj. That was really interesting to see. That was really interesting to see. And Sims did, he did a decent job getting his hands in, like in the passing lanes. He did mess up a few shots. He did a good few contests. Again, he looks like a rookie. Now the thing is, the bench was full rookies. We saw full rookies on the floor, and that's where you see that the team needs an in-game leader.
That's right.
On the court, and Derrick Rose was that leader.
That's right.
Where he was able to position everyone correctly on the floor, and that way the play works out, and everyone actually gets touches of the ball, and everyone knows the position. IQ is too young to do that. He's still trying to figure out his talent. Second-year player. Obi's still figuring out how to cut to the rim in time, and Derrick Rose is the man to find him. IQ is still trying to figure out, do I shoot it or do I pass? And Tibbs screaming on the sideline, that's their in-game leader right now. And it's not a good thing. That's not he's not placing people on the floor correctly. He's not playing the game where Derrick Rose is playing the game. He's able to feel every single player out, and that allows Derrick Rose to put the correct placement. The Play the Youth movement. You guys must be happy. We had 7 players under 24, 8 if you count Quentin Grimes,
and
there, 3 man. Players over 24.
They're out there, man. Look, yes, if injuries didn't happen, we wouldn't have it. But these things happen, right? If Drew Bledsoe never got injured, Tom Brady wouldn't be the GOAT, would he? These things happen, man. That's why you have to be patient. Remember, I was preaching patience this whole time. Be patient because things happen. Guys could get traded. Guys could get injured. Guys may not play well, and the coach makes adjustments. Whatever the case may be, these guys now have an opportunity to establish themselves. So Cam has his opportunity. I don't think you're going to be seeing Grimes for a little while. Sims hopefully has his opportunity, and hopefully McBride gets his chance here and there. We'll see how that comes. Take advantage of it. That's all we can say. The opportunities now. They got 20-something games to go. Tough competition. The opportunities now for them.
And CP, the caller made a couple good points, I thought. Number one, I think it'll be going, the finish stretch here. One of the things you do have to find out because, before tonight, I know RJ had this great night, but the previous 15 games entering tonight, not including tonight's game, RJ was averaging 23 points on 38% from 3 and averaging 6 free throw attempts per game, shooting almost 71% from the free throw line, which that's actually very good for him. So like RJ has started this ascension to being that 20 points per game scorer that a lot of us want him to become. And I think, if you look at the way the offense was run, later in the game where it was basically a lot of RJ, now we have to find out if Randall can play with him, because if RJ is part of your future, he's a cornerstone piece, then you got to look at what's best for him, not necessarily what's best for Randall. So I think that's one of the storylines to finish the season as the Knicks look to, improve the team in the offseason and make some difficult decisions. You want to know if, this $100 million guy can play with, your best player. The second thing is, Sims. That's why I want him. If you see a lot of the G League play, I would like in the future for McBride to play with Sims, because you saw tonight between Mitch and Sims, did we even score?
No.
I don't think none of our centers scored tonight.
Neither one of them got really any good looks, man. Neither one of them got good looks.
And it's unless, Mitch is going to be aggressive, you may continue to see some of those lackluster offensive numbers because they play well with a point guard. You've seen a lot of the Jericho Sims highlights in the G League off the pick with McBride. They seem to have a little bit of chemistry. I would like the coach to play them together. Maybe that'll help Sims get some dunks, some easy dunks, and see how that tandem develops to finish the season.
RJ's usually the one to get Mitch activated. We didn't see much of that tonight. And why not see more two-man game between RJ and Julius? To find out if he can play off it. I don't feel like we run enough pick and roll, pick and pop action for Julius Randle, where he's not just forced to make a play and then you're getting bad turnovers. I'd like to see more of that. And then we could really see if they can play off of each other. Because you and Sam hit it on the head. It's very rare that both of these guys have great games together. And tonight was, again, one of those seesaw nights where one guy has it and the other guy is just stumbling and bumbling to the finish line. But like I said, this Heat team is a tough matchup for Julius. Let's see what happens moving forward. If RJ keeps this momentum, where does Julius factor into this? But this Heat team is a very tough matchup for him, so I wasn't expecting him to play well regardless. Shout out to MP in the chat, team #new MP. What's going on? Shout out to who else we got in here? Team #new Loyalty, team #new, and Loyalty drops a $5 super chat. He says, just realized no Taj and Noel tonight, and both were healthy. Tibbs probably bit off all his fingernails resisting the urge to play them tonight. Shout out Loyalty, man. Yeah, he did. I was surprised as any to see Sims coming out of there. And as Sam said, he had some good plays, but also looked like a rookie out there. So let's see how that goes going forward. Who else we got in here? Shout out to Willie Cruz. What's going on, Willie Cruz? Salute to Willie Cruz. We got El Cid 117 in here. Salute to you. And yeah, man, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. All right, let's go back to the phones. And then we'll get to our prize picks of the night. Let's go to Dan from New Jersey. Dan, what's good?
Wow.
What's good, bro? How you feeling?
Yo, I heard there was another RJ Barrett masterclass tonight. Y'all thought I was gonna come on. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna come out here during the RJ Barrett masterclass. What happened, bro? What happened?
Let's go, man.
Let's go, man. We out here. We in here heavy, man. You already know the vibes. We lost the game. We got RJ another career high. What is that? 3, 4, 5 career highs in one season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my boy ready to go off next season. You already know. I'm starting the agenda. RJ Barrett, All-Star, not third year, 4th year, maybe 5th year if it takes him a little bit longer. But I'm starting the agenda, man. I know that Eastern stat. I don't care, man. I don't care. I need my boy in there. He get that free throw percentage to 75%, guaranteed 23 points per game. My boy's a bucket. And real quick, screw that wall they building over there. Shout out to my Haitians. One island, one love, one people. Peace.
Peace, my guy Dan. Yes, sir. I like when Dan calls it, man. Always puts in a perspective. The tank commander. You know what I mean? Add some levity to the situation. Shout out to Dan, man.
Right. I want to give I'll give Mitch a pass tonight as well for some for he got in foul trouble, had a tough matchup, but I think one of the best stories of the day was what's going on unfortunately with his dad.
Absolutely.
As CP. So there was something going on with him personally, and I'm just happy. I'm so happy that his dad was found safely and he can move on, because sometimes when we hear these news and it seems like his dad was lost for a while, history, sometimes things turn for the worse. So and he's a human being, and he's having an all-star break and he has to deal with that, so he's coming off that, thinking about that. There's a lot going on, and we obviously, since it's being reported, we know about it. So you could say that definitely, if you guys read up on it, TMZ reported it, that's something really, really, really scary. And so I'm happy that got situated, and hopefully he can now, in a few days, it takes a little bit of time too. He's able to focus and hopefully be in a good place for himself personally.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And definitely concerning. And as you said, you just don't know what these guys are going through on a day-to-day basis. You don't know if that was even weighing on his brain tonight. He's away from home, and this thing is coming across the news wire. So who knows? Who knows? But obviously glad to hear that his father was found safe. His father's a fan of the show. A couple of years ago, man, his father dropped me a note on the channel, and me and him had an exchange and was conversating on the channel. So We know that Mitch and his family are friends of the program, so I'm glad to hear that. Mitch Jr., I think it's Pops Jr., I think Mitch is third.
merch too.
Yeah, absolutely,
so
man.
we're Knicks Fan TV is big fans of Mitch, and Mitch is a big fan of Knicks Fan TV.
Yeah.
So
Definitely
hope that
I was happy to hear that, man, for sure. I got some news on Quentin Grimes. Says the X-rays were negative. So negative X-rays on Quentin Grimes. It says his knee just popped out a little bit. His kneecap just popped out a little bit. Just popped out of place. So negative X-rays for Quentin Grimes. I haven't heard anything in regards to a timetable, but obviously with no ligament damage, that's always a great thing.
He tweeted out, everything is good, y'all. And when I saw that tweet, I'm like, that sounds good, Grimes, but I'll wait for the MRI tomorrow.
Yeah, right. That's right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. But yeah, Q Dot is good to go. So we'll see what happens there as far as his timetable. Jimmy Butler, quoting through the media, says RJ Barrett will be the face of the Knicks one day. All right, so real recognizing real, man. Real recognizing real. And even though I hate the Miami Heat with every ounce of my blood, I like that matchup. I like Jimmy Butler. You got to respect him. You can't help but not respect him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't not respect him. But it was just interesting to see, like, when RJ was cooking, he really took that challenge on. And then Jimmy started turning on 14 points in the third. I'm like, damn. Because Jimmy's that guy where he's just clutch. He's a gamer, bro. He's just clutch. You can't. He's a guy where you can't look at his stats to say, oh, well, he's a good player. You got to watch the game, bro. Because when Jimmy gets activated, he doesn't have to be a 40% 3-point shooter. He's a timely shooter. He's a clutch bucket getter, bro. He's a gamer. He reminds me in the way that, like you said, like, you have to watch the game. Paul Pierce was a player that you had to watch the game. Kawhi is also a player like that, because, like, when you watch him on TV, like when you watch Jimmy's offensive game, like, if I tell you what's a wow move, like, what's the wow factor? Like, nothing that Paul Pierce ever did was like, wow, like, that's something that nobody else can do. Kawhi is the same way, but it's technique, it's footwork, it's understanding angles, it's coordination, and one thing those three players have in common, and it's something that RJ even showed a little bit in the paint here and there, they have a mid-range game. 100%. Well, 100%. Yeah, RJ had a nice little fadeaway mid-range when he had it cooking. When I saw that, I was like, oh, it's his night tonight. It's his night tonight. You're not stopping him. So, unfortunately, though, it ended in a loss. To the phones we go. Ari checking in. Ari, what's good, man? It's Friday night, Ari, so I'm going to you early, man.
Hey, what's up, man? You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, man. Loud and clear. What's good?
Not much. I think today was literally.
Ari, you got me on speakerphone, man. I know you get ready to head out to town. Listen to this guy, man.
I never
hold on, man. We gotta turn the volume down, man. My man, he's not even listening. He got us on speakerphone. He must be getting ready for the night tonight.
He's ready to go out.
Yeah. And he's just going on. Is this the Ari show? Hold on. Let me check the switches here and make sure I'm at the right place. My man just came in and just started spitting on the speakerphone. He's ironing his shirt for the night. Let's go back to him and see if he settled down a little bit. Ari, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. All right, let's go, man. It's Friday
Get ready
night.
to go out tonight, Ari.
I don't know if I'm gonna go out tonight. I went out last night, so I might take it easy. But listen, man, I'm telling you, dude, I love the L. This is the best scenario. You want RJ Barrett to have a good game, and you want the Knicks to lose. I'm not ashamed. I want the Knicks to lose every single game. I'm rooting for them to lose every single game. There's two reasons why you want to lose. The one is obvious. You want a good draft pick, obviously. But the other underrated reason why you want the Knicks to lose is because it's the only way you're going to get rid of that cancer, and that cancer is Tom Thibodeau. The only way you're getting rid of Tibbs is if the Knicks keep on losing. And Thibodeau is like the worst. I'm done with this guy, bro. All right? He already ruined Obi Toppin. He's in the process right now of ruining Cam Reddish. Like
what?
Everyone's
Wait, how is he ruining Cam Reddish now, man? Please tell me this, bro.
What do you mean? The guy, he plays 13 minutes a game, and Quentin Grimes isn't even on the court today. He only played 13 minutes a game. He doesn't put him in a position to succeed. Just like he doesn't put Obi Toppin in a position to succeed. Why are we seeing Alec Burks still? Why is Alec Burks playing as many minutes? You have to player evaluate Cam Reddish.
Is Cam playing point guard now, bro?
No, it's not about point guard. I'm just saying the guy is a high volume player, man. You have to play these players to their strengths. You can't have Obi Toppin shooting threes in the corner, man. It's absurd, dude. It's absurd. Like, his rotations are trash, but the way he uses these players are awful, all right? We need this guy out of here. Like, I'm done with – forget about Julius Randle. Obviously, you know my take on Randle. At this point, Tom Thibodeau is worse for this organization than Julius Randle. And the only way you're going to get rid of Tom Thibodeau is if you keep on losing, man. So the only blessing is that hopefully Quentin Grimes is okay. He's not, like, really hurt, and it sounds like he's not. Now Thibodeau's going to be forced to play Cam Reddish, and hopefully we can see what we have in him. You can't just play Cam Reddish in the corner and have him touch the ball a little bit. Like, he needs to get more usage. They need to run plays for this guy, man. We need to see what we have, dude. So I'm okay with these L's. I want these L's, and I need Tom Thibodeau gone. That's my take, man.
Now he's ruining Cam Reddish. Okay, man.
I'll say this. He's not helping.
Okay, man.
I'll say that. He's not helping. I don't know if he's ruining him, but he's not helping him. He's not. CPA helping him.
I've heard it all, man. I've heard it all, man. Now he's ruining the kid. Not the kid has to play better. Not the kid has to play smarter. Play with more intensity. It's the coach now ruining the kid. Is the coach ruining RJ? Can somebody please tell me? Is the coach ruining RJ Barrett, who starts every game for this team, who plays 30, 40 minutes a night, 46 points tonight on a bad ankle? Yeah, he almost ruined him in the Denver game. I'll give you that. But the kid's playing. He's playing. He's playing, man.
He almost finished his career.
Yeah, that was he was wilding for that. But because that's his guy. He's going to him, man. Because he can deliver. He trusts RJ to deliver. Even in a 16-point blowout, he wants him in there because he's hoping for miracles. Now he's ruining Cam.
I'll say this, CP. You know, don't front, because I know you love Burks, and anybody that throws sauce at Burks gets in hot water with you. But when you saw, I forgot what quarter it was, there was a moment there where the Heat go zone. Cam hits a few threes. He's two of three from three on the night. And I start thinking, you see IQ chucking, you see, Burks was struggling there, and RJ wasn't on the floor for this stretch. And I'm like, how come, like, we'll run a play for Fournier that he'll come around the court, he'll get a screen, he'll get a shot, and we're not doing anything for Reddish? Like, why? Like, the lack of identifying or just adjusting. Like, okay, this is not working. We've had 3-4 possessions. We're not scoring. Cam is 2 of 3. Let's get this guy. Let's run a play for him, or let's get him to have the ball and attack the basket. Like I said, we saw flashes tonight when he got to the basket.
We did.
He found RJ on in the first half. He attacked the basket. He was kind of stuck in no man's land, but he found RJ on the pass. RJ hit a 3. I think he did the same on the drive. He might have forgot who he caught in the paint, but there's flashes there. So, let's see how. It's the first game is Miami. I don't want to go crazy either. You know what I mean?
Miami,
let's see how it
works
out as
people
well.
Forget this. This is one of the best defenses in the league. These guys ain't being miracle workers against his team, man. Yes, I agree. Put the ball in Cam's hands more. We see him creating for himself off the dribble. He's probably the only guy on this team that can get to the basket without a screen. So yeah, I agree with that. He's going to get his opportunity down the stretch. He better deliver. I don't want to hear no excuses.
This is what that's happening.
That it's the coach
now. That's creating these
the coach
expectations.
is doing this. I want to see this kid delivering now. All right, because
he could get 30 minutes, but if he gets 30 minutes playing on the corner, it means nothing. That's not development.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes, man. We'll have to see.
Look at CP. He's hanging by a thread with Alec Burks.
No, not at all. Not at all. I've been consistent in saying that I don't want Burks playing the point. I've actually went out on a limb and said I want to see Quickly running it a little bit more. Give Quickly the opportunity. He hasn't been coming through. He hasn't been delivering for me. But I've been saying it, that I want to see Burks coming off the bench with the second unit, less responsibility. You know, Lowry was kind of giving him the business tonight. He had a rough go at it. Efficient night, but, you know, Burks is not the same when you're running him at the point, man.
All I ask is, if we're really going to invest into a young guy and we're really going to call somebody a bust and we're really going to, you know, find out if we're going to invest in the future, things are not only about opportunity. It's just not about minutes. It's about the correct opportunity. It's about taking advantage so you could actually get correct information. You're not going to get correct information by playing Cam 25 minutes and having him standing on the corner. You know, you can do that if Chris Paul's on this team. Yeah, turn him into a shooter. We don't have Chris Paul on this team. So that's all I'm saying. It's kind of like RJ, right? RJ, you saw we ran the offense to him. What happened? He continued to go to the free throw line. If we don't do that, he's not getting those opportunities and we're not finding out about him. There's a difference between having 25 points per game, just shooting threes, or having 25 points per game, you know, driving to the basket, getting those type of opportunities. So that's just what I hope to see with Cam, because I think it's what it's creating is this expectations where you have a group of the fan base that's going to call him trash as soon as he doesn't play well. And it's like, let's really see what we have in him the right way, not just having him stand on the corner.
So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks postgame live presented by Pies Pick. CP and JD on the ones and twos. My guy Jeff from the Betting Exchange on MSG said he was calling in. Jeff, let me, I don't know which number is yours. Jeff, drop your area code in the chat. We still waiting to screen a couple more on the line here. So just drop your area code in the chat and I'll get to you. In the meantime, we got the Rhyme Animal Chuck D on the Discord. Chuck, unmute your mic. Chuck, go ahead and unmute your mic. Chuck.
And Chuck D.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Outstanding drawings, Chuck D. I want to say that before you start. Outstanding drawings, man. Those are beautiful drawings that you're doing on social media, man.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get a KnicksFanTV drawing. I try to be KFTV's Bill Gallo. But did y'all hear me? Am I on mute?
Yeah, loud and clear. Chuck, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'll be rapid fire, man. I mean, matter of fact, I look up on the screen. Y'all got more Deuce McBride, you know, up on the screen than he was in the actual game, man. I mean, there's a lot of Deuce up there. And JD, you know, you nailed it. It's like Jimmy Butler, Paul Pierce. I got to reach back and say, like, Andrew Toney. You know what I'm saying? You got to, like, look at the game. And, I mean, I dig RJ, but if RJ and Julius can't play at the same time, you know, without somebody orchestrating it, so without a point guard, without a trust in the point guard. If Tibbs never does it or gives this kid Deuce a chance, I don't know, man. I'm going to shake my head. I tell you what should tick you off, and what ticked me off is hearing half the Garden or 3/4 of the Garden say, "Let's go Heat." I don't know if they were Knicks fan. This can't happen, man.
Yo, this was not happening pre-Heatles, pre-LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, Chuck. This was not happening in the Garden like that. No way.
No, I'm trying to figure out, was it Knicks fans, or were we saying let's go Heat so we could tank, or was it just the infiltration of Heat fans in the Garden?
I think they created a bandwagon.
I never heard that before, man.
The Heatles created a bandwagon, especially in New York, and I don't think some of those people ever left that team, man. It was loud in there with the "Let's Go Heat" chants.
That can't happen. That alone should say trust. Tibbs should trust the kids or something. Trust something, because that can't happen. Mm-hmm. Anyway, rapid fire, JD, CP. Y'all keep bringing the noise. I'm out.
The Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat to salute the legend. Throw a hashtag P in the chat to salute the legend, man.
and Chuck shouted out KnicksFanTV and pushing KnicksFanTV to get to 50,000 subscribers before we started the show. We were at 47.9 and now we're at 48,000 subscribers.
48,000. Let's go, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. The movement is continuing. The wave is continuing. The push to 50,000, man. Definitely want to salute everybody in the chat for supporting the wave, man. From the OGs to, the day ones, the diehards, to the new people, man. And you guys have been continuing to rock with us. We get thousands of people in this chat every night, win or lose. And so I think that's a testament to, what we bring to the channel every night, the talent that we bring in here every night, the voices that we bring in here every night, and the content that we put up on basically a nightly basis. So again, continue to support, continue to, financially, the super chats are great. But if you can't, like I said, there's many ways to do it for free. Hitting the like button, subscribe button, sharing these videos, all these things go a long way. Trust and believe me. I say these things multiple times per show because it works. And it's working now. And we're on the way to 50K. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. And I'm not just saying it to say it, but the proof is in the pudding. The numbers don't lie. So that's just what it is, man. Salute to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Salute to all the mods that helped this thing cook. Everybody that was involved in the Discord is buzzing, man. For you, those of you that aren't in the Discord, jump in on the Discord. The conversation is 24/7 all around the world. People are chiming in on the Knicks talk, and then obviously you can call in. So it's a great community that we're continuing to build and cultivate. And thanks again for everybody's support. Okay, let's go to where's Jeff? I don't see you, man. Hold on, let me check the Discord real quick. Yeah, I don't see Jeff. Jeff, if you're still there, let me know. But in the meantime, let's go to Jay from Florida. Jay, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I came to defend my brother Ari.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, Cam Reddish, like my man JD says, has no plays run for him, no actions, 0, 0, 0 offenses run for Cam Reddish. He may look a little laid back, chill.
A little.
Everybody ain't Grimes, man. Everybody don't play. Yeah, he don't play with the same intensity, but he's nice. He's guy gave it the ball, and he got to steal right back. Got the ball back in a good position for the Knicks. He's good. He cuts. He has a high IQ. When I'm watching quickly chuck shots up, play just unhinged all the time, not looking for his guys, shooting unheralded threes. You don't need to be shooting. We don't need that, like you be saying.
Yeah.
Stop the whole quickly thing. Cam is nice, but we need a coach that's going to put him in positions to succeed. Actions, get him off cuts, let him get to the hoop. When he got to the basket, he came off the spin, found RJ for the three.
Yeah,
we need people like that to set my man up. We don't need these low IQ. Fournier was trying to create shots tonight. That was disgusting. I seen Fournier take it off the dribble like 4 or 5 times.
He was terrible. Oh, he was
terrible tonight. Disgusting tonight, brother.
He was terrible today, bro.
It was
real talk. He was bad, bro.
It was
terrible
like,
today, bro.
It made my eyes hurt having to watch Fournier dribble the ball. Like, come on, brother. Burks was terrible tonight. We got to get it through our heads. We don't need Fournier and Burks. 22 games left. I need to be seeing Cam 100 million minutes for the rest of the season. If he makes mistakes, if he does whatever, we just want to see Cam play. Obi got to get out the corner with the corner three. Obi needs to be rolling to the hoop every time. The couple games when Obi was putting the ball on the ground, he looked good. He needs to create up the dribble, get him in some actions. This just show you how whack Tibbs is, how uncreative Tibbs is to not get these super athletes off the corner. Like, get him cutting, get him going towards the rim, create some new opportunities for him. No more dribble handoffs. You barely running pick and roll. Like, come on, man. This is why we got to get rid of Tibbs. No more Tibbs after these 23 games. You got to walk him out the door and get a real tactical, creative, new, fresh NBA coach in the building. Yeah. Every night Tibbs is getting coach circles around. Spo coach circles around him. They start to trap RJ in the second half. Even though RJ was dead nice, they made adjustments to RJ. He started playing in the zone. They did some different things. Tibbs just keep it the same every game. He got to stop. My man Ari's right. Cam needs the shots. He needs the opportunity. We don't care. We need more Cam. We need more young guys, more Sims. Even Quick, even though Quick is trash, but we need more Quick. We need to see what we got. See what Deuce got in extended minutes. Let's see what we got, man. I want offensive set for Cam. Offensive set. Coming off roll. ISO, everything. I'm going, man.
Let's go.
Salute Toxic Boy, my man Ari. Big up the chat. Hit that subscribe button. We get 100,000 by the end of the year.
Let's get
100,000
it.
for KnicksFanTV. I'm going.
My guy Jay from Florida on the check-in.
He even say nothing about RJ. That was a Cam call.
He didn't say any, yeah, he didn't say nothing about RJ. He didn't say nothing about RJ.
I'll say this, Cam as a Knick, almost 96% from the free throw line. If there's one thing that we've seen from him that it seems like a no-doubter, his free throw line, like his mechanics, that thing looks beautiful.
That's a fact.
That thing is smooth.
That's a fact.
Almost 96%. So when you see that, you see a team that's struggling from the free throw line, you do think about, hey, let's run some more plays with him. At the very least, he gets to the line, he's gonna make it.
Look, I agree with everything he said. I said it on the SOI show. Look, we need an offensive coordinator. We need to be running plays. We're dead last in the league in cutting and off-ball action. We don't run that enough. The offense is very stagnant. So, yeah, part of that is play cutting. Part of that is personnel. Again, we don't have a point guard, an established point guard right now to get these guys in order. The D-Rose injury definitely hurts in that aspect. And then, again, you're going up against a tough defense, man. Spoelstra's running the zone out there. You're not going to be able to drive off the zone like that. Yeah, we can run more actions for Cam. I get it. So you're still playing a tough defense out there, man.
So let me ask you this, CP, because I think even tonight, because obviously when Cam's playing, I'm watching almost every play. This team, like you said, we're last in cutting. Because we're last in cutting, even when a player on the team cuts, it's like we don't even know what to do, because there was a few possessions where Cam cut to the middle of the basket, and I think on one, it might have even been Randall that tried to get the ball to him and threw it all the way to the sideline. It was a turnover. Could have been him or Obi on a Cam cut. So Cam cut a few times. So with saying that, because I think even Cam could benefit from a point guard. Brogdon or Brunson? Do you trade for Brogdon? He has 2 years left. So, okay, he's an injury risk, but it's only a 2-year contract. Do you do that? Or do you go the Jalen Brunson route, but you're probably going to have to give Jalen Brunson 4 years? So do you go the 4-year route, smaller point guard, but steady player, ascending player? A lot of people are, his agent is going to market him like Fred VanVleet in terms of, my guy deserves the money because he's on the Fred VanVleet trajectory. Yeah. Or do you go Malcolm Brogdon, only 2 years left, bigger guy, the Thibodeau type point guard? Which of the two you rather go with? Tough question.
It's a tough question, man, because I've been after Brogdon for like the last 3 years, man. I've been a big fan of his, but it's the injury that is a concern. And looking at what this offseason has reaped for us, it's been nothing but injuries. Rose, Noel, there's a Kemba. All these guys are hurt, man. So I think you have to, Brogdon is an injury-prone guy. I think you have to follow those trends. And even though it is 2 years, it's like if you're going to lose him again, it's back to square one. At least with Brunson, I know that he's on an upward trend. He's still a young guy. Going to be in the 4th or 5th year in the league, proving that he can play with a ball-dominant play, Luka Doncic. Good assist-to-turnover ratio, very steady with the ball. Those Villanova guys, they're pros pro. He can come here and handle it, handle the pressure. I think I'd have to lean to Brunson, man. Even though he's a smaller guard, I think I would have to lean to Brunson. We need an answer there, man. We need to go with it.
I think Tibbs will go with Brogdon, and I think the front office. We talk about disconnect.
Leon would go with Brunson,
I think you could see it. You could see it, right? The front office. Yeah. Leon wants Brunson, and Thibodeau is saying, "Yo, I need defense, right? 6'4", 6'5", strong. I can switch. Brunson gives me what I want defensively. Thibodeau could care less about the injury risk. Like that. That's just the Thibodeau way. And I think Thibodeau would rather go that route. I think the answer will come obviously clearer to see where we land in the draft, because I think that could play a factor. Let's say, for example, we got a chance to draft Jaden Ivey. Do you go with 2 years of Brunson, have Jaden Ivey go under his wing, or do you give the long contract to Jalen Brunson? So I think a lot of it depends on where they land in the draft position, and then what players could be available for that. Yeah.
True story. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Shout out to King Katona, $14 super chat. Oh, man, this is unpopular take. Hold the tomatoes. He says, get whatever coach you want. he, I think, meaning he will be the fourth NBA coach to say Cam is surplus to requirements. He's trending closer to Michael Beasley than an all-star. All right, so King Katona jumping in there. Okay, all right, well, hey, I'll see. And then here comes Ari in the chat talking about Jay from Florida said it the same things I was saying, but CP agreed with him and not me. No, you jumped out the window talking about Tibbs is ruining Cam, which I thought was a Stretch Armstrong type of reach. Jay said we need to run more plays for him, and I agree with that. But to say that he's being ruined, let's pump the brakes here a little bit. Let's just slow it down a little bit.
Shout out to Al Orlando in the chat. He said, first time watching the show. What a great show. Thank you, Al Orlando. Make sure you subscribe and tune in to the next one.
Absolutely. Salute to Al. Let's go back to the phones, man. I want to get to my guy. He is the host, one of the co-hosts of the Betting Exchange. Diehard Knicks fans. Shout out my guy, Jeff. Jeff, what's good, man? How you feeling, bro?
My brother, what's going on, fellas? How are you? Back off of break. I see the sand from behind under the fitted. You know what I mean? Y'all fresh. Y'all looking ready to go. Another game, another day, another dollar. How y'all feeling?
Good, man. What's good, bro? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. You know, I'm tapping into the game. I'm kind of like low expectations for the rest of the season in terms of what progress looks like. I think this is a beginning in terms of the players, the young players getting more time and seeing what we got. I heard a lot of talk about and whether or not a down season would ruin the goodwill that the Knicks earned over the last year and change. I don't think that's the case when you have someone like R.J. Barrett going almost 50 burger on a division, on a conference rival, historical rival. When you have guys like Jimmy Butler, who is like his Mr. Miyagi. It's almost like Looper with him and Jimmy Butler. I feel like Barrett is like a multiverse version of Jimmy Butler from another Earth. You know what I mean? And they just vibe with each other. Him and Bam giving him that praise. What Jimmy says, and these are respected guys in the league, you know? So when you get that, I think you're doing well. We learned subluxation today. I learned a new word, and you know the word.
I kept trying to say it over and over again. I was like, subluxation. I was like, what? It's crazy.
I never heard that term in my life. I know when crimes went down and he said I heard something pop, I was like, damn. Then when I saw subluxation, it just sounded like something popped to where it didn't supposed to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, sub is below. But then I had to hit Google, and I'm like, okay, so he dislocated his kneecap, which I think is crazy. But from looking at what some of the doctors on Twitter, like actual doctors were saying and looking it up, it just sounds like something that is less impactful or less serious than like a ligament tear, if there is no other ligament tears. You know what I mean? Like I've talked to athletes who say they'd rather a break or a dislocation than a ligament tear because I guess it's easier to recover and, you know, things get stronger as a result. So, and, you know, Grimes is a young guy. So when you in your 20s, you got that Wolverine X factor, that healing factor. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I'm not really too worried about him. I'm just upset that he may potentially miss this final 20 games to get even more experience under his belt. But one thing I wanted to ask y'all, which way do you lean in terms of best case scenario for the rest of the season? Do you want the Knicks to make the play-in and try to get a game, try to get a couple of games and get into the playoffs there? Would you rather them go for a draft pick? I think this is where a lot of the fan base is now. And I've been leaning back and forth. To me, best case scenario at this point would be to make the play-in because you still get a higher and you correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. I think you still get in the lottery if you're in the play-in, right? Or not?
Yeah, but I believe if you get in and still lose, you will be in the lottery. But if you get in and win, you won't.
Oh, copy, because you'll get one of the top 8. Yeah, I mean, I think they should still try to make a run, but it should, in my opinion, I think the run should be made while seeing what you have for the future. And if these young guys will us to the play-in, so be it. If not, then at least you get an audition for you and the league to see who you have. I'm excited about seeing more people play. You know, obviously, I want to see D Rose, to see Kemba too, at least be successful. That's not looking like it's not going to happen. Rose might be a couple of weeks away, but I'm just curious to see what y'all think about that.
For me, bro, I don't think there's any point in going for it. Obviously Tibbs is gonna play for that. Maybe, obviously with sprinkling the kids here and with the injuries, he won't have any choice but to play these guys. But I don't think it makes sense to make it, because for me, this team still needs more impact players. We still need more impact players, and you strike lightning in a bottle by developing something later on in the draft in the 20s. They certainly plucked out a lot of value with Grimes. Quickly showed some last year. He's falling back this year, but we'll see what happens going forward. See what happens with McBride. We'll see what happens with Rokas. You know, Jakubaitis, who tore it up in the Spanish ACB League, which is probably second to the NBA in terms of competition. So you have Jakubaitis, who could be a player that they were able to scoop up in the draft. But for me, I think they need to try to get into, you know, the mid to top tier of the lottery, man, and see if they could really get something nice out there that could really push the needle for this team. That's where I think we need to be, because if not, then you're looking at, again, potentially fielding a team where you don't have much separation. Yeah, RJ and Julius are two of the best on the team, but when you have 13 guys that are around the same, you know, skill sets and none really elite at one thing or another, you have these rotation issues. You have these, you know, bouts of inconsistent play on both sides of the ball. So it's hard to really improve the team that way.
See, for me,
I
was going to say, for me, like, if you're looking at, you see, the thing is, this draft is not going to give you a James Bouknight at 11, you know, a Chris Duarte at 13. You know, it's not going to give you a Davion Mitchell at 9. In terms of that point guard option, you have to be at near the top of the draft to get a chance at some of these guys. So because of that, you know, you look at Jaden Ivey, he's a generational talent. You see a lot of Ja Morant comparisons there. Like, what can a guy like that do for you in just one off season? Even as a rookie, can come in and show a lot of promise. So maybe if McBride was starting and it was like just 100% young kids playing, maybe I'll say, you know, hey, I wouldn't mind, you know, some of these young kids getting some nice experience, because it's only so much of a nucleus you can have. You know, not everybody's going to be here in the future. But because Tibbs is sprinkling it in with like Fournier and Burks, to me, try to get the best draft position you can and build from there.
I hear that, man. And I would also ask, what's the best way we as fans can support y'all? Because, you know, CP, I know, you know what I'm saying, you need another big house. You know what I mean? I know the house might be like the 3,000 square feet might be a little too small for you now. I know you got to get to 6K square feet, and KnicksFanTV is booming. So what's the best way we could support y'all to continue to have this phenomenal platform grow?
You know, it's like I say, man, just continue to support, continue to spread the word. It's social media for a reason, because once we, you know, share these videos and share the links and the content, you know, more people come. And I think once the content speaks for itself, it brings on additional people. So just continue to support in those ways that we do on social media, man. Continue to engage with us, like, subscribe, share these videos. And you know, again, the support has been tremendous thus far, man.
Yeah, you already know, brother. You know, I see y'all every year. It's getting bigger, better, more informative. You're the voice of the Knicks fans, so we definitely appreciate you. And shout out to the chat on YouTube. Keep that same energy if the Knicks do make a run, for all of y'all saying that the play-in don't matter, because I've seen y'all flip-flop. I've seen y'all flip-flop heavy. So keep that same energy if they make a run and y'all want to max out every player and all of that. Just keep that same energy. But yeah, man, I just wanted to call to chop it up with y'all a little bit. Let's go Knicks always. You already know I want to see everybody, all our young players, all our future be the present now and see what they got. So I'm here, and we here with y'all, man. So thank you for letting me tap in for a little bit.
My guy Jeff J, the host of the Betting Exchange, man. Catch him on MSG Live. My guy Jeff is doing great things, and they just did. You guys just streamed a Knicks game on MSG Plus, right, last week.
Yeah, we had Betapalooza where we were doing the live stream. The first game was that Warriors Knicks game, and that was like one of the best experience with all the hosts from Betting Exchange. My guy Alex from the Bet Half Hour, Kaz and Mon joined us during that too from MSGPM. It was fire, man, and shout out to everybody in the tri-state, everybody at MSG that supported us. It was really dope, and hopefully we're gonna have more in store. You know what I mean? Monday through Thursday from 5 to 6, you could catch Bet Half Hour in the Betting Exchange, MSGPM after every Knicks home game. So you already know the vibe. We're just gonna keep going, man, and like I say, don't lose your shirt out there betting on these games. Use a little lunch money, you know what I mean? Like sprinkle, but have some fun. But it's cool to have some skin in the game and make a little change too. So hopefully we can get y'all some more money with that.
Absolutely, man. Jeff, appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. We are rolling Knicks post-game live, presented by Prize Picks. CP and JD on the ones and twos. Let's get to some of these RJ sound bites from his 46-point game, man.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
some of these RJ sound bites, man. Hang on one second. Let me get to it. Let me go ahead and navigate. See how the audio sounds. Sometimes Julius's audio on the post game sounds terrible.
RJ even looking like a star.
He's looking
fresh.
like money out there tonight, man. He's got the he's got the maple leaf with a little like mamba around it or something. Is that a mamba? That looks pretty expensive, man.
Like
Let's hear what he has to say.
Of course, you want to get the win, which is it's like bittersweet. It's bittersweet, especially when you have a night like that. You want to get the win, which is the most important thing. And for us, we fought. We really battled. They're number one, number two team in the East. We battled. We started out strong. They got us good in the second quarter. Third quarter, we came back. And then, fourth quarter, I feel like they showed their maturity more than we did in the fourth. Especially myself. I had just terrible turnovers. I don't know what I was doing. But I'm going to watch the film and just figure out, in those spots where to be effective. And just, I think I had some silly mistakes that I wish I could take back, and just some free throws that I wish I could take back.
Okay. All right. So holding himself accountable and looking fresh while doing it, man. All right. So here's RJ on Jimmy and Bam. So they're basically asking him how he felt about Jimmy and Bam bigging him up.
No, it does. It definitely means a lot. Coming from especially guys like those, and also Jimmy, who's played for Tibbs, and Bam. I remember being at the Jordan Brand Classic with Bam. He was older, so he was in the bigger game, and I was in the international one. And I just remember, being around him and like Jason Tatum and De'Aaron Fox and all those guys, and so it's cool to hear that from someone like him.
All right, so that was RJ appreciating the respect from
you not
his
root
peers,
for that guy, man.
How do you not root for him? How do you not root for him? That's my guy, Broadway Barrett, man. I told you guys, put the ball in his hands, Julius. Stop fumbling and bumbling the ball. Put it in RJ's hands, and what does he do? Hits a filthy... Bro, that step back three shook down the neighborhood, the one to close the first half. Because I'm sitting there screaming like, give him the ball. He's hot. This is NBA Jam right now. He's one more from he's on fire. And they finally give it to him, and he torched the Nets on a filthy three.
He's even starting to act like a star on the court. I know sometimes when you see on TV a player kind of get upset with a teammate, they missed a rotation or they weren't where they were supposed to. We've even seen that. I know it doesn't look good when a guy is coming off the bench or when you're a role player.
Yeah.
But when you're a star, it looks like you're holding someone accountable. So it's funny how it changes depending on your status. So it looks like on the court starting to become a little bit more vocal. And I think as you perform like he's performed, it kind of gives you the confidence to do that. You don't have to be the loudest guy, but I think you in that department, you're starting to see RJ even have more confidence in talking to his teammates out there on the court.
He's looking confident. The coach is running plays for him. He's, supposedly they say he's ruining the kids. I see a young guy who just dropped 46 points against one of the best defenses in the league that the coach was running through him. But okay, you guys have different opinions. Okay, no problem.
Jimmy tonight,
no problem.
He's gonna have Thibault next. So I can't wait for the next match.
Yeah, Thibault.
This is what happens when the player plays that well. You get excited about the next game, even as we're not. I know in the loss column where some games back, you can make the argument we're there, but at this point, this is what's important now. Seeing this guy's development.
This is Bam. He says you could see it in his body language. You could see it in his face. He wants to be that guy. You could see he wants to take his team to another level. He's playing free. And the coach is giving them that opportunity. But let me take a step back because, let me not sound like I'm on the payroll. The cream rises to the top.
Who's giving him that opportunity, CP? What's his name?
His name's Tom Thibodeau. He's giving him that opportunity. Bum ankle and all. Comes back, puts the team on his back. 38 minutes. Julius is stumbling and bumbling to the finish line. My guy is 46 points. Put the ball in his hands. The coach put the ball in his hands, and he delivered. Nobody else caught up. Players play, ladies and gentlemen. If you're built like that, you're built like that. Yeah, some guys are going to take a while to come around. We know that. Some guys are going to take a while to come around and really become solid NBA players. It's going to take some guys longer than others. It's going to take some guys longer than others. So let's see. When Cam gets his opportunities now, let's see what he can do. Everybody knows, he scored all these 30-point games with the Atlanta Hawks. He averaged this with the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks traded him.
Uh-oh.
Traded him. They said, no, not you. Give me Gallinari. Give me Bogdanovich. Give me Herter. Give me Kevin Hunter. His name's not Kevin Hunter. DeAndre Hunter. Give me all these guys. Hey, I'll be the bad guy. We'll see. I'm rooting for the kid. I want to see him play here. I want to see him become a star here. I want to see it. I'm just saying, be cautious. All right? I was on every hive there is to man before some of you guys even knew who the Knicks were. I was on hives. You don't even know who these players are. So you can't tell me to have faith in these kids because I've been having faith since 1993. You can't tell me to have more faith in these kids. The cream rises to the top, man.
What's the worst player hive you've been on?
The worst player hive? As a
Marty
rookie?
Collins?
Oh, yes. No, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the original Frank.
Was it Slavko Ranis?
It was Frank Williams, bro. The original Frank.
With the ball handler?
Bro, when I was watching the draft, Frank Williams out of Illinois, he's a shutdown defender, blah, blah. I was like, this is our guy. This is a point guard of the future. We got him. We finally got him. His name is Frank Williams. I was a Marty Collins fan. Frank Ntilikina. I was a member of the Frank Hive, man. Hey, you guys gonna tell me that I'm a hater for these kids? Come on, man. I gotta wake up, bro. I've been here doing this for a long time. I was a Frank Hive member till the end. Still holding out hope.
Tony
DSJ.
Douglas, his one hand threes.
Tony Douglas. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying.
Do you like Terry Murray?
Bro, Torrey Murray was my guy. I'm trying to tell you, man. I've been doing this, man. I've been doing this, man. I can't tell me nothing about rookies and potential. I've been a believer in every single one of them. Ron Baker, Cleanthony early, man. I'm still waiting for Cleanthony to turn things around for us, man. Cleanthony early. Come on, man. Can't tell me LeVar Postel, St. John's. Yeah, see, Terrence Platt in the chat says Frank who? Terrence wasn't even around. Frank Williams, look him up.
Mike, rookie of the year. I don't even know he knows any of the players.
Michael named. Definitely does not remember no Marty Collins or Frank Williams, man. Frank Williams, look him up. Look him up. He was supposed to be that guy. He did a bid, too. I forgot what he did, man. He definitely got locked up a couple years ago. Yeah, he definitely did a bid. We've been searching. The curse of Charlie Ward still lives, man. What can you say? Still lives. Still lives. Let's take a couple more calls, and then we got to do our prize picks, man. Let's go to Hector from Harlem. Hector, what's good?
Before we close out, let's get a thumbs up for the only voice of the orange and blue, my boy CP, JD, as you know, as always.
Yeah.
I see you in the white and orange CP tonight, looking like a 2000s G unit member.
Appreciate it, man. This is my RJ joint, man. I'm repping for RJ. I'm repping for number 9. Don't want to toss these jerseys out in the trash, man. I'm still repping them. I'm repping them.
CP looking like 50 Cent on that meme.
That's a fact.
Oh yeah. You know he had to pop out tonight for the 46 by our Canadian treasure. But I'm gonna go rapid fire with you guys. I know you guys had a great show tonight, and it's all positivity tonight, guys. Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, I couldn't really concentrate on RJ's 46 tonight because, I mean, like CP said earlier. I mean, let's not get it twisted. This Miami team is the most selfless and just one of the great defensive teams, probably the best defensive team and most selfless in the East. I mean, they're just that impressive. They know how to break down defenses like you have no idea. I get impressed just watching them play, seriously. Yeah. But I just wanted to focus on RJ's play tonight because there were a couple times where I saw tonight he actually took the ball and he took control of really his own momentum. I mean, we've been going through this, almost for like 2 years now. His free throw shooting, not going to lie, has pissed me off continuously. But I know it's a growing process with him, and he just continues to impress. I'm really proud of him, and he just keeps going. We don't have to talk about Julius Randle. I'm done with that train. I'm done talking about Julius. I've expanded too much energy on that. But I actually wanted to go with a take that JD said earlier. I would tell everybody, honestly, it's going to sound like something shocking out of me, but quickly, as we know, he's had a big sophomore slump. I'm starting to just think we have to have patience because even though to me, quickly, in reality, if this team was to ever get into a competitive, let alone championship team of the future, to me, he's my sixth man. With his type of play off the bench and his type of energetic nut play, I just see him more of a sixth man and a facilitator for the second tier guys. I don't see him as a starting point guard on this team, but that doesn't mean he can't be useful as a sixth man. So I just think that we need to also give him a break. It's his second year, and that we haven't seen enough. And that's also with a lot of the other guys we have on the bench. With the Cam Reddish take already actually had me laughing because he's saying stuff that I would have said like 2 weeks ago about playing the young guys and how I was vouching for that. Like, his coach just doesn't get it. But as far as he's ruining Cam Reddish, CP, I've been a Cam Reddish guy since the day we acquired him. He's not Tibbs is not ruining Cam Reddish. Cam is a growing process, just like RJ. And I used to love to call RJ, still do, moving parts. Cam is almost the same thing. He's a scorer. He has that mentality first, but he's got to grow in his own game. I don't want to see him over here if the ball's not in his hand, like getting lost in plays. He's over here standing on the corner and not moving around. Like, he has to develop his own game. So everybody also calm down with that. We haven't seen anything out of Cam. He still has to develop. And for the most part, guys, we know what we are. That last caller that said, should we try to get into the play-in? That is not the move, nowhere near the move. We have to be realistic. we're not going to the playoffs, we have to try to vouch for trying to get that top 10 lottery pick, because in reality, we need that franchise starting point guard. And me personally, I'm not a fan of not so much that I'm not a fan of Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson and Malcolm Brogdon to me are settlements. And I know we need that franchise point guard, CP, but I'm just speaking from just what I really think. So to me, our best guess to keep growing, like you said 2 years ago, we just got to keep growing. Remember, guys, Devin Booker didn't have Chris Paul for over 6.5 years.
Right.
He was in hell in Phoenix. So we just got to be patient. But besides that, as always, you guys always make me proud, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate the call, man. Everybody in the chat, rate that call, man. Rate Hector's call, man, from 1 to 5. One being trash, 5 being facts.
Under what criteria?
Yeah.
Rapid fire criteria or what criteria?
He did say rapid fire and ran off like a 4-page letter. But shout out to my guy.
Good call. I know you love the reddish part. I know that.
Well, that's why I let him go into overtime after that, because he was coming with some reason. He was coming with a reasonable take. So I let him jump into overtime despite the objections from the chat. I usually listen to the chat. You know, when the chat, this is like Showtime at the Apollo. You know, for some of you new viewers, you got to be on point with your calls, because if the chat wants me to bang it on you, you're out of here. But sometimes I'll take the discretion, my own discretion, and I let him rock with overtime because I thought he had a reasonable take there.
CAA rules. It's tough to beat those rules, man.
Look. This was a guy, he called me out the other day on the Cam take, but then he came back with something reasonable. He's a Cam fan, but he said, look, he's got to carry his own water as well. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And that's what I'm here to say. I just feel like, everybody's, the coaches are at fault. It's always the coach's fault. It's always the coach's fault. Yes, to a certain extent, yes. But I'm still a guy that says players play, man. That's just my take. I understand coach has to put the players in position to succeed and all that. I get that. Run better plays for sure. But the players got to deliver as well. I see a -5 in the chat. Factor. A lot of 1s. 3.5 for Ozzy's Robots. Okay. I see some 5s. Okay. Good call. Junior Caroma. All right. Mixed reactions from the chat tonight. You know?
How'd you do on prize picks tonight?
Terrible. Post All-Star break, things were kind of chaotic for me, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, remember this show is presented by Prize Picks, man. Daily fantasy sports made easy. More NBA fantasy props than any other prop operating on the market. And when we talk about Prize Picks and props, it's just overs and unders. That's the game that we play. Simple game. You pick 2 to 5 NBA players, and you're going to predict their stats for the night that Prize Pick sets out. And you're going to say over or under a given stat for the night. It's you versus the house. It's that easy to play. Here are my picks for tonight. So, got the wrong screen on here, but salute to Jamie. All right, here it is. Got the right one up here now. So here's where I went tonight. I did go with Miles Bridges. Bridges have been hot, man, coming into the break. I went with Miles Bridges over 19.5 points. The Hornets taking on the Raptors. He finished with only 11 tonight, so I was well short of that one. Did not hit on my Miles Bridges pop. Next one I went with the Spider, man. We need Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks. Jazz playing against the Dallas Mavericks. I went with Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points, and he hit that. Finished with 26 points tonight. I really wanted to go with DeJounte Murray tonight over 21 points, but I skipped that one. I went with Scotty Barnes, Raptors versus the Hornets. I went Scotty Barnes over 6.5 rebounds, and he missed it with 5, so he was too short. Only have 5 tonight, so Scotty Barnes, I did not hit on that. And then Julius Randle, like I said, the Julius under against the Miami Heat is almost a lock at this point. He's only averaging about 16 points, 8 rebounds against the Heat, and I thought that 38.5 for Julius was way too high. I went with the under 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and he finished with 27. So I did hit that. And then the last one I picked, look, I thought Harden was gonna, take a little bit of time to get acclimated with the Timberwolves, man. First game with the Sixers, first game on the road against Minnesota. I took Harden under 38.5 points, finished with 47. So welcome to Philadelphia. James Harden looked like he didn't skip a beat tonight, and cost me some money. So that was a no-go for me tonight, man, on Prize Picks.
Yeah, for me, I'll just go right there with James Harden. I also picked him. I had him, with the points, rebounds, assists. His line was 38.5, and same thing, same analysis as you gave. I thought he would just, he's been out a while, and so I thought first game against a young, athletic, Minnesota team, I thought he would have a decent night. I didn't even think he would play a lot of minutes.
Right.
And he played 35 minutes tonight. So I missed on that. I missed on RJ. I picked actually RJ under 2.5 on the threes.
I didn't even see that. What time did you make your picks?
I picked it right after was the game at 7:40.
Yeah.
I put my ticket in around 7:16, 7:15 around there. So about 15, 20 minutes before game time. Because I've put in too many tickets and then the player's out and they don't even give you credit for that.
Right.
So I missed on that. I just thought with the Heat matchup, he's 11 points per game, career against the Heat. I didn't see him hitting 3 threes. He hit 6
threes.
So those are my 2 misses. Now, this was a lock, CP. 3.5 threes for Evan Fournier against the Heat. I picked the under of that. He did hit 3 threes, but I didn't see him hitting 4 against the Heat. So I hit on that. I picked Karl Anthony Towns over 23.5 points against the Sixers. I know it was a tough matchup, but Karl Anthony Towns is playing well, feeling confident off winning the 3-point contest. He scored 25 points, so I hit on that. And then Julius Randle, as you mentioned, I had him under 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He had 27. Tough matchup. So 3 out of 5 tonight. Won some money, but definitely wish I had a better night.
Yeah, 2 out of 5. No bread for me tonight, but we'll see. I think, post All-Stars a little bit. It's tricky, man. Post All-Stars a little bit tricky. So I wanted that DeJounte Murray prop tonight, man. I just skipped over it. You got to go with your gut. When you first see something, man, you got to really lean on it. And I went away from that one. So.
And you see, as you play this, like with the James Harden, I thought the Karl Anthony Towns, like, playing the stars is probably the safest bet.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you doubt something, you should usually go the other way. And that's usually how it plays out with these things.
Hurts you, man. Yep. But yeah, for you people at home, play to win, man. Try your luck. Go to prizepicks.com, enter promo code KFTV, and they will match your deposit up to $100. So it's a great game. Play responsibly, as we always say. You can play in New York. You can play in a number of states, but just check the rules. And once again, play responsibly. Okay, a couple more before we wrap up. Let's go to I see Deej on the Discord. Deej, hang tight. We'll just have you close. Let's go to Trent. Trent from Jamaica. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, CP? Thanks for having me. I wanted to talk. I feel like it's gonna be very interesting seeing what the Knicks do in the coming weeks. Is like now. It seems like, Thibodeau's kind of having his hand forced. He's going to have no choice but to play his younger players in the rotation better. And someone's got to give with, to me, I feel like he still gave Julius Randle a crazy amount of minutes in this game, all things considered. Like, Obi Toppin, at this point, you got to let him have a chance to actually have a, bad game, good game. He's like, we tend to lean on him saying that he's bad, but he doesn't get the minutes. So I'm saying, like, what do you guys think that Thibodeau is going to be forced to do?
No, I mean, look, I don't think he's going to be forced to do anything. I think, he's going to play his rotation that he feel like gives him the best chance to win. I didn't have any problem with the minutes for Julius tonight or the minutes for Obi. I didn't think Obi was effective tonight. Regardless of how Tibbs is using him, he wasn't effective in his role tonight. Yes, you want to say he needs to be in a better position. I understand that. He certainly needs a point guard to play with. The Rose injuries hurt him. The Rose injuries hurt him. But I didn't have an issue with the Julius minutes tonight. He was playing to win, and they didn't get the job done with the horses that they had. The second unit didn't play well at all tonight. So I didn't have an issue with that. They just came up short. Let me go to my guy Ron from Baltimore. Ron, what's going on?
Yeah, you've been a member of many hives.
That's a fact.
So nobody can. You've been a member of. I was a member of Burke's hive.
Yeah.
I'm going down with that ship. I feel bad for him, but right now, we need to sign MJ to play with RJ, and I'm talking about the GOAT, Michael Jordan. He's still 59. I saw he looked good out there. I mean, he can give me. I'm desperate, man. Randall killed us at the end of that third quarter. How do you missed the free throw, right? So you missed the free throw.
Yeah.
Then you take a terrible shot, and then you foul Lowry. That killed all the momentum, CP. I wanted to get it tied. I was in a good position.
Mm-hmm. Killed the momentum.
Those are the things that drive me nuts. The Obi inbound pass. See, this is my problem with Obi and Quickly. And yes, they need to continue to play Obi and Quickly, but when they don't make shots, they lose their minds, and it affects their other things.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that. But we still have to see them fail. It's part of the process. I still like both of them. Yes, we need a point guard. I was kidding about the MJ thing, but I'm serious, man. We need a point guard. I'm sick and tired of not having a point guard. It's been when's the last a 75-year-old Jason Kidd?
Yeah.
Yep. It's time to get a point guard, CP. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I want to see it. I can't do this by myself. I can't do it anymore. My wife only lets me make one phone call to you guys. I need a point guard.
Appreciate it, man.
Please.
We're running up against the time, but appreciate the call, Ron. KingDeej, go ahead and close. KingDeej, what's good? KingDeej. Oh, man, is Deej missing?
Nah, I'm here. I had to go get the chiller pick. It's getting crazy in here. Listen.
The shot clock was going for you, man. What's good?
Nah. Listen, I'm going to run
90 seconds.
Yeah.
RJ's the man.
Let him know, Deej. Let him know. No Cam slander.
RJ's the man. But listen, man.
Mm-hmm.
This Burks Hive CP,
mm-hmm.
cut it out. Cut it out, man. Because you know what I don't understand?
Yeah.
Tibbs treats Cam like he's Kevin Knox. But he doesn't treat your boy Burks like that. And no, Cam can't play the point guard position, but he's literally watching IQ do a dance segment with the ball, going left and right and nowhere else. So please, don't talk about fair opportunity when he got my man just sitting there. You see how Spoelstra tonight played Tyler Hero with Martin, and Tyler Hero's the pick and roller? Yeah, you could do that with Cam. He could do that. Yeah, I'm just saying, it's not that creative to do a pick and roll with your wing player and put IQ in his rightful position of just being a catch and shoot person, because he's not a point guard. Breaking news. I don't know if anybody knows in the chat. He's not a point guard. So I just want to know, like, I ain't taking no Cam slander, man. I'm not taking no Cam slander from the Burks Hive. That man left Gordon Hayward.
Especially from that hive.
It's no slander,
Especially from that hive.
From the Frank Hive.
It's no slander, man. It's no slander, bro. It's no slander, man.
It's definitely slander, bro. He's sitting in the corner watching IQ do nothing.
Well,
like
coach got to make the adjustments, man.
Don't worry, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one way or another. Listen, all I gotta say is the tank keeps moving. RJ looks great. Now, I mean, the Spurs keep winning. Like I said, Pacers they almost won a game, but the Thunder's back. So listen, everybody that didn't get traded at the deadline, if we get into that 5, 6, 7 pick, come to draft, I need to offer all of them, and that pick to move up and get Jaden, man, because Jaden's doing so good that now he's not even a top 5 pick. He's probably gonna go number 2. He's probably gonna go top 3. But listen, Evan, Burks, and even Randall, if I gotta offer IQ and that pick to move up and get Jaden, that's guaranteed what I'm doing, man. RJ, keep doing your thing. This is how you tank. This is how you tank, man.
Yeah.
Get a point guard. Not all
You
these
slander
bums.
quickly and then think you're gonna pawn them off on some team in the lottery to go get Jaden Ivey. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, you could trade him to OKC. OKC got a lot of material. They would take him off the bench. CP. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know they would take him off the bench. You give them Evan, Randall, and that pick, they would do it.
Okay. We'll
Peace
see.
and love, man. I'm out.
Peace, bro. Peace, man. KingDeej out of there. Ain't no Cam slander here, bro. There's no Cam slander, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm here to say is that these kids need time. And some of these kids are not gonna pan out. And you guys overrate every single one of them, and that is a fact. A fact. The kid got traded up out of Atlanta, and they kept Danilo Gallinari. They put the business ahead of him. Herder, Hunter, Bogdanovich. He needs work. Yes, the coach has to put him in position to succeed. Let's not act like we got, the second coming of Tracy McGrady sitting out there not being used. All right, you want to knock Tibbs, go ahead and knock him, but let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's pump the brakes just a little bit and give the kid some time. That's all I'm saying. He had no problem utilizing my guy RJ Barrett, 46 points. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say, bro. Give it some time. JD, you said give it time? I said give it time. I'm with you, bro. Give it time. Give it time. That's all I'm saying, man. And you guys can't talk to me about the Burks thing because I already told you Burks should not be playing at the point. I already said we did a show Knicks Weekly, didn't we? And I left Burks off. Didn't I leave him off my lineup, bro? And who did I have in there? Cam Reddish, Miles McBride. Come on, people, man. Are we watching the same show? That's all I'm saying. Talk to me, bro. I mean, you tell me, bro. Am I tripping or what, bro? You tell me, bro. I'll go into overtime. Replay gang, they're not going to catch a replay. I'll go in overtime. Am I tripping or what, bro?
You kind of tripping.
Okay.
Not all the way.
Go ahead.
You kind of tripping.
Go ahead.
Because, we how about this? You know this. Tibbs 2 times now has mentioned some of the young players. No mention of Cam. He talked about in last week there was a presser. He mentioned Obi, mentioned Quickly, he mentioned RJ, he mentioned Mitch.
Yeah, he didn't.
He was pressed on it, and he said, "Well, young guys,
right.
we gotta focus on development. We gotta focus on IQ."
Yeah.
2 times. When I saw that, I said, "Yep, that Berman report, Begley report, all these reports that Tibbs wasn't really a fan of that move tells me Tibbs is not invested in Cam." So when fans say play him more, when fans say play him this way, I got to side with them, not just because they fans, but there's evidence we're seeing that Tibbs is not really too much of a fan. And this is also a head coach that wanted moves to be made at the deadline. In other words, the coach was all for moves to be made. He's, it's funny how he talks about how we're going to keep adding players and taking players off. He had no problem adding players. It was just the players he wanted to add. That's the difference. Because we gave him a player. The Knicks technically made a move. They didn't make the move at the deadline, but they did make a move. They got Cam Reddish. But that wasn't a player that Tom Thibodeau wanted on this team. So,
hey,
see what happens.
We'll see what happens. The opportunity is here for him. We'll see what happens. Again, let's see against a different matchup. This is a tough matchup tonight. Let's see what happens in the next game. Sunday against Philadelphia. Matinee edition, Knicks versus Sixers, man. Hope you guys come back through. Same time, earlier time, but same place. Number 1 show for the fans by the fans. Let me salute the Superchats. Can I finish under 2 hours? Let's see. All right, shout out Ill Minds Podcast. He says, road to 50K, KFTV salute. He says, the Heat play unselfish basketball. Tibbs has to try to develop to play the same type of basketball in order to see consistency with this team. If not, you will not see him next season. King Katona 14 says, thank you, CP. Cam is talented, but there's a reason why he's constantly getting benched for less talented players. Lord Zilla sends a SAR $25. I'm not sure what denomination that's from or what country that's from. Appreciate it. He says, please tell Cam to at least show that fake Hustle, these geezers want to see. Laid back equals low motor to some. They got Son in the corner like Novak, SMH. Kenny Martinez says, great night. I got us winning 6 games out of the remaining schedule, finishing at 31-49. Just one loss short of JD's 50 burger. Lottery looking nice.
I never said it was wins. So I'm just playing.
50,000. Where Del Will says, congrats on 48,000. Was rooting for RJ to get the 50 burger. What's up with the Oak interview? So Oak had to reschedule because of All-Star. And then I think, we reached out to his team this week. We were trying to schedule it. That's basically bottom line. But the day he was supposed to come through, All-Star was later that week. It was in Cleveland. He's from Cleveland, so he had stuff going on there, so we couldn't get it done. But we will get that done. Robert Taylor, $10 super chat, appreciate it. NY the Sports Guy says, typical Knicks to overpay Brunson and then later find out that Deuce is viable at the guard. Play Deuce and see if you can spend the money elsewhere. King Katona 14, I got that one. NY Sports Guy says, Cam is slightly frustrating. Am I the only one that feels like he's slightly lackadaisical? Maybe Tibbs needs to activate him and run some plays. Yeah, get him involved. Paul Robinson says, RJ Barrett should have been running the offense for months now instead of Julius. If RJ wasn't tough, he would have ruined him. El Dantastico says, I want to see more RJ and Cam on the fast break. They have natural chemistry. That's for sure. Shout out to Loyalty. Says everything on the table except Deuce. Burks was just a fifth body on the floor tonight. Ramon Rodriguez says RJ Broadway Barrett did everything he could to keep us in the game. No one came to help get this W. The Rhyme Animal Chuck D says we just a team without a head. The ball moved 2 minutes of McBride. Without a point guard, RJ and Julius will toss up individual stat games. I don't see us winning everything without a brain to lead.
Are we getting close to the glasses?
Yeah, I was trying to push through without him, man. But here we go. I'm already past the 2 hour mark. So shout out to the replay gang, but we won't run the live replays. Heck Prezzo says Broadway Family Show Barrett, 31st class out. Junior Chroma says the Heat have our number, so I'm not even upset. Iris Cox, appreciate it. Tobias Down says, I still think we need a point guard in the worst way. Brogdon, please. Shout out Booch here. Shout out Robert Randolph. I don't know if it's that Robert Randolph, but shout out to Robert Randolph, man.
I still got 5 minutes on my end.
How many I got on my end? 4 minutes? Okay, I think I should be good. Newton El Dantastico says, Tibbs dropped the deuce on deuce 2 minutes. Brandon Guess says, not mad at the loss. We played the youth and as a result look inexperienced in the clutch. I know it's sensitive times, but let's go tank season. Pray up for Q Dot. Newton Ortiz says, get Julius Randle, a.k.a. Julius Random, and Tibbs out of here by next season. Also, RJ and Cam, chemistry on the court, let them play together. Kenny Gales, well, outstanding night for RJ. Down more plays than I can count, and Deuce still only gets 2 minutes. Paul Robinson says, RJ's a bad man. Julius is just bad. Russell Whiskey, RJ is that guy. Newton Ortiz, appreciate it again. And yeah, man, got in under 2 hours. So what we'll do, we'll run a replay of the show tomorrow at noon. For those of you that might have missed it live, definitely appreciate it. And JD, good show, man. Good show. We'll catch up during the week. Everybody in the chat, appreciate you guys rocking with us. $20 super chat from Robert Randolph. So I think that is Robert Randolph of Friday Night Knicks fame. It's only right that he came through to support the show. A Friday Night KnicksFanTV Live presented by Prize Picks.
Give us the scoop.
Give us the scoop, Robert. Are we going to get Brunson or not, man? Give us the lowdown. Let us know something on Twitter. But yeah, man, remember this show's also available in audio podcast format, all the major podcast platforms. Go to KnicksFanTV.com to find the show links. And we'll check you guys Sunday, man. Matinee edition, Knicks versus Sixers. CPJD, we out of here. Peace.